Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Hi everyone. I'm Wasim from Lahore, Pakistan. We are yet again back with an exciting and informative series of interviews, starting with one of the most dynamic women in ONPASSIVE. You all must have seen her on conferences, webinars, and events. A lady who possesses ample knowledge and carry vision of bringing a change in the lives of people. She's the leadership council from USA. We are lucky enough to get his learning and experiences. She is none other than Mrs. Susie McCrea. Hello, Susie ma'am. We cordially welcome you here.
Oh, well, thank you so much. What an introduction. I've been looking forward to this, so I'm excited to be here, and hopefully I can add some value to the people watching this.
Thank you very much. Thanks for coming, ma'am. Ma'am, whenever I see you, I feel positive vibes. Even you warn the people in webinar, don't make screenshot, don't make recording. You with love, I feel very happy. I feel you see you want the people with smile. I like it very much. Thank you.
Oh, well, that's great. I like to, I mean, I enjoy doing this. I enjoy having fun, and I like people to feel comfortable.
Yes, yes, ma'am. Today was the most capable girl we have in ONPASSIVE. She's the one who started ladies webinar in Pakistan, and I have been guiding people in the short span of time after becoming a founder. She is a working woman and currently working in an oil company as a manager. I would like to call her to introduce herself and carry the discussion ahead. Hello, Miss Laila. Miss Laila Haider Khan from Pakistan.
Hi, Miss Susie. Hi, Wasim bhai. How are you?
Good, good.
Hello. I'm so glad to see you here. Thank you for gracing us with your presence, Ms. Susie. And I had been looking forward to this day for so long. We have been in a discussion for calling you for a webinar or an interview, and it took us so long due to some personal commitments or professional. And then Ramadan came, and we couldn't schedule an interview. So I'm so happy to see you here. And Wasim bhai has introduced me already. And I would like to add something that I'm a working woman for more than 3 years now. I'm working in an oil marketing company as a manager, and I joined ONPASSIVE last year. But since then, there was no looking back, and I have been learning throughout this time, and I'm just so happy to see you here.
Well, you know, both of you are wonderful founders, you know, with your attitude and how you're engaged in this, and you can really feel that you want to just help people. That's wonderful.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Ms. Susie. We would like you to introduce yourself. Where have you been working throughout these years? What are your expertise, and what are you currently doing?
Okay, well, thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys having me, and I think I wore the right color for the background, huh? It kind of matches everything. That's important.
Yeah, it's matching.
It's important we all look sharp, right? Because our business is going to the next level.
Yeah, for sure.
So, yeah, I'm 61 years old. I live in the United States. I live in the state of Massachusetts. And early on in my career after college, I worked for a large supermarket chain in our area. And I started in the early 1980s, 1984. And I worked for them for 25 plus years. And the kind of work I did was that's when we were getting into computers, going from people doing stuff on paper to computers. A lot of new technology was coming in. So what my role was I was called a technology trainer or technology specialist. And I had anywhere from 20 to 25 large stores that I would travel around to, and I would help train people on new applications applications on computers. I would help with scheduling, time and attendance, ordering, all sorts of things, human resource processes, opening new stores and getting people trained and ready for the new stores. And it was a wonderful, wonderful career. All of the things I've learned, all of the wonderful people I was associated with. But after a certain time, I decided to make a change in my life. I had felt that I had gotten to where I wanted to in that industry, and I shifted into healthcare. So I took a position, I left the supermarket industry and I took a position at our community hospital in the human resources development. And my title was Learning and Development Specialist, which sounds fancy, but it really isn't. And also I was a recruiter in the hiring process and part of the human resource team. And I did that for a few years. I enjoyed it. I helped training managers, personal development, put in training programs, and also did a lot of recruiting, did employee satisfaction, patient satisfaction initiatives, and I learned so much. And towards the end of working at the hospital, I went out into the community and I was a manager. I managed primary care practices. So I had 5 or 6 doctors' offices in the community that were associated with the hospital. Once again, learning new technology, getting on an electronic medical record, having new doctors' offices join us, help setting up things. I taught myself a lot about that, but also my background in the supermarket industry helped me with that. So I guess what you could say is what my expertise is working with people, helping people, training people, understanding that people are at different levels of what they know and what they need to learn. And one of the things I think I do very well is I help people feel comfortable if I'm teaching them something or learning something without them feeling that they aren't sufficient enough or that they don't know enough. I help make them feel comfortable. I also help look at processes so that they can improve things. So after that, I left the corporate world and started doing some consulting work on my own. I worked with a couple small firms doing some hiring and recruiting and helping them with their businesses. And now I'm thoroughly involved with ONPASSIVE, helping as many founders as I can across the globe with their questions, with understanding things, supporting them, whatever I can do to be helpful. That's the commitment I made to our CEO, Ash Mufarah, when he asked me to be part of the Leadership Council. That's what I committed to. So I'm here today to do whatever I can to help you guys and your teams or the people in Pakistan, whatever I can do to help.
Thank you so much, Ms. Susie. That was a wonderful, wonderful introduction. And I know that you have been helping people throughout the globe, all over the globe. And Wasim Bhai has introduced me a lot about you, and he told me that how positive lady you are and how you are working through all the things to am I audible?
Yes. Yeah. You hesitated a little, but we're good. We can hear you.
Okay. As we all are aware that ONPASSIVE have founders all around the world. Among all of them, you got the opportunity to witness the processes of revolutionary company and how Mr. Ash is tirelessly working towards implementing his vision. We would like to know about your journey with ONPASSIVE, including when and how did you join ONPASSIVE, how it has changed your personal and professional life.
Okay, great questions. So I joined ONPASSIVE in January of 2020. So it's been about 2.5 years. And during that time, wow, have I grown as a individual, as a person. And I've also seen so many founders grow as well in how we show up in the world. You know, I think a lot of founders like myself, I got in to help a business I was doing on the side to market it and promote it and to help my team. But with that comes the goal of earning more money. I think, you know, a lot of we do is to help people, but also we need to be mindful that a lot of the things we do is to help improve our finances. That goes hand in hand. So as I got into ONPASSIVE, everything started shifting. I started really catching Ash Mufarah's vision of not just the products, because the products are fabulous. They're better than any other products out there, digital products, that are going to help businesses, help people personally, professionally, save time, save money, less training, more simple, all of the wonderful things on the ONPASSIVE products. But also the key thing is that what being an ONPASSIVE founder is doing to all of us personally. And I see a shift in people coming in to better their life financially, to do something they believe in, to be part of products and services that they understand, they know they're not going to be ashamed of promoting because they're great products, revolutionary company. But the shift I'm seeing is the desire for people to improve their financial situation and then go out and help others improve their financial situation, their living conditions, helping people in their community, just the whole idea of Oh Bless, which is one of our products, as you know, is a crowdfunding product and also a way to raise awareness and funds for people who need our help. So I can see the shift now where people were like, me, what's in it for me? How am I going to make money from this? How am I going to better my life? To their belief up to here, knowing that's going to happen. No, don't worry about that. That's going to happen. But now shifting their mind to, now what do I do? When that happens, I need a plan. Who am I going to help? So the brilliant genius Ash Mufarah has Oh Bless for us, so that people know if they don't have a specific thing they're passionate about to give back to, they're going to have choices. They're going to learn about other people in need. And it's going to be so easy for founders to plug in and say, wow, that looks like an interesting project. I'd like to help. I'm going to give financially to it. And you know what? I might even be able to help out with my time. So those are the kind of things I see, that not only is there a vision of products, business, wealth, us taking care of ourselves. I think the greater vision is the way Ash has connected all of us in over 200 countries to truly come together as one and help so many people and connect our hearts with our brains. And I see founders modeling our CEO, and how refreshing is that? You know, a lot of people out in businesses and in big corporations, a lot of it can be cutthroat. What's in it for me? Stepping on each other to get to the top. We are all at the top, and we are like, there's no competition. We're here, and we're here to help people. So I hope that helped answer your question a bit.
Miss Susie, I'm actually glad that people are growing and they are getting out of this concept about money and all of that thing. They are actually learning about what the vision of Mr. Ash behind this company and how he wants the founders to progress and come at front and in terms of behavior, in terms of growth, in terms of development, in terms of understanding the concept and vision this company holds. And I'm actually glad to see this happening. And
Yes.
You have seen this as well.
Yes, exactly. You said it perfectly.
You were present in Boston event and met with the mastermind, Mr. Ash of ONPASSIVE. I want to know that how was the event that took place in Boston? Did you get to meet different leaders? How things have changed since that event? And what do you think? How did you feel after attending that event and after meeting all those leaders and founders from all over the world?
Oh, well, first of all, I was privileged and blessed to meet Ash twice. So back in January of 2022, he invited me, my brother attended with me and a good friend of mine and some other founders who lived locally in the Boston area. Ash invited us to Boston, and the plan was we were going to have an event to release the product OStaff, which is the all-in-one human resource platform, which is near and dear to my heart. I understand it. I understand the value. God, I wish I had that when I was working in the corporate world. And Ash understands that I understand it and that I love it and I am thrilled by it. So he invited me to participate in this. And what it was we all met at a hotel and we had video cameras, photographers. We had a big event where we were going publicly, letting the public know about this product, even though it's not for sale yet. It will be soon. Just kind of feeling like, how about launching this product? You know, we're beta testing things. How do things work? How does the marketing work? Is this a good idea to take a product all joined together? So the visit in Boston was memorable. I will never, ever forget it. What a wonderful time I had. He and his wife and his two children are the nicest, down-to-earth people I have had the privilege to meet in my life. Whether or not they were part of ONPASSIVE or not, they are my type of people, our type of people you want to be around, people who make you feel comfortable, make you feel like you're the most important person while they're talking to you. Treat everybody around them with love and respect. And they laughed and they were relaxed. There was no pressure. Ash is truly an amazing human being. The energy that he exudes when you're around him is unbelievable. You get this, it's contagious. You get this energy from him. He wants to know what's going on in your life. He wants to know about your family. He loves to hear stories. He loves to laugh. He loves to take you out and eat. He loves food. He loves breaking bread with people. Not just like he says, who eats in their car? That's crazy. You should enjoy your food. Be around people you enjoy. So he loves doing that. He loves spoiling people. So we had a wonderful time. There is a video in the ONPASSIVE YouTube. If you can just, if people are watching, they can Google OStaff Boston. You'll see they put together like a 5-minute review of that trip. What a time we had. My brother could not believe the generosity and the kindness of the Mufara family. And then I went again in March. So at the end of March, he invited me to Boston again, with about 20 leaders, some from, let's see, the United States, some from Canada, and we met again in Boston, and it was to launch the marketing campaigns. And what a time we had to be around these other founders who we see on Zooms, to be able to hug each other, to be around Ash. We had a few meals together. We were in a conference room. We did not know that the marketing campaigns were going to start in Dubai in the Burj Khalifa, up the tallest building of the world. We had no idea. So once again, we were able to be around a man who is fun, funny, engaging, energy, cool as a cucumber, I said, treats everybody with respect, and totally makes you feel like you're the most important person in the world when you're with him. And what a time we had. I thought it was wonderful, and it was a great way. I just feel very blessed that I've been able to meet him twice in person.
I'm so happy to hear all this. I haven't interacted with him yet. I haven't met him yet, but I know he has that aura, has that positive energy that that attracts everyone. Every ordinary human being will be attracted towards him because he deals with people respectfully. He
Yes.
give them that he give them the respect that they deserve. Even though he is the owner of such a massive company, and it's going to be a massive company in coming years, inshallah. And it's so good to see him, the way he talks, the way he bears all kind of things coming from here and there, all from all over the world, and he how he handles the attacks that are happening on passive, and how he deals with people that that are not so positive, and who are not so positive and don't give positive responses about the company and about the products and every other thing. So it's so good to know him as a person, and so good to hear about him from you as well, because you are one of the closest people to Mr. Ash Mufare. And one more question that we have recently got updates about regarding the signing of NDAs. How much importance does it hold to have properly signed NDA in a founder's ID? What will be the consequences if founders don't pay attention to this small but equally important requirement?
Okay, I'm going to explain it very simply, okay? So depending on when you joined ONPASSIVE, people have joined a while back as founders. There was not an NDA, okay? There was not an NDA. I believe it was sometime, and I could be wrong, but it was in early 2020 that the NDA became available for all of us to sign. So founders went in to their back office, they signed the NDA, and the timestamp on that NDA was the date that you signed it as a founder. It has nothing to do with the day you joined. So if I signed in March of 2020 and joined in January of 2020, my join date, my timestamp is January 2020. The day I signed the NDA, because that's a legal document, is dated March 2020, and it's in the back office. We understand that there's some people who have bought positions for family members, for other people. That's fine if you signed your name or their name. What the company is looking at right now is that if you put like an X or a dot or a line or the word test, like you're testing it or whatever. Ash told us on Passive 360, which is every Wednesday live on YouTube. He was there. I was with him there. He told us that the company is going through all of the NDAs, filtering through them, And if there is a founder who has not signed it appropriately, it has like the X, the dot, even if they can't read the signature, it's okay as long as there's a signature. That founder will be contacted via email from support to alert them. The other way this founder will be alerted is when they go to log into their back office, they will not have access to the back office because the NDA will pop up and it will request them to sign it. So they need to re-sign it if they happen to be one of those founders that didn't have an appropriate signature. When they sign it, it will get time stamped on the document only that they signed the NDA on June 2nd, 2022. Okay, and that will go into their documents. You can, their timestamp for being a founder is not affected whatsoever. So the importance to doing this is if founders do not sign their NDA, or if they're asked to re-sign it appropriately, they will not be able to participate in the plan of ONPASSIVE launching, activating their accounts and participating in the compensation plan. People can take a look at the NDA. I don't know if we're eventually going to get a different one, but there is a lot of good information in there. And basically it's a non-disclosure agreement talking about certain things within the company, how we have to keep things private, just terms and conditions. And it's a legal document. So that's the importance of it, that everyone has it. ASH is being guided by a team of lawyers, and we are doing business transparently, legally, ethically, and clean. So sign your NDA, it's important.
Yeah, we have already started working upon it, and we are making people aware of how important it is to sign your NDA in your ID. And you have added value by answering to this very important question. Ms. Susie, as you have already mentioned.
I just want to interrupt you. I apologize. One more thing. You talked about ID and all that. In addition to making sure, do not contact support, do not ask for a new NDA, wait and hear. If you hear from the company or when you log in, it pops up, sign it, okay? In addition to that, Ash has asked us all to go into our profile. And the way you go into your profile, just to verify it's accurate, you log into your back office in the upper right corner. There's a little circle. It will have your initials or a picture of you if you added it. You drop down, you hit my profile, make sure your first and last name is appropriate, no middle initials, no double names, first and last. Make sure your phone number is in there, not a plus sign before it, country code phone number, no spaces, no dashes, and then the country is correct. After that, you hit update, you're good to go. You cannot change your email address. You cannot change the date you joined, but clean up, make sure all of the people on your first generation are doing the same. Thank you.
Thank you so much. As you have already mentioned, Ms. Susie, that you worked in HR. How do you see O-Staff? What change are you expecting it from this specific digital product of ONPASSIVE? How is it going to be different from other HRMS softwares?
I can't even compare it to anything else. And if you heard Ash on the roundtable, they have CCTV, closed caption TV, integrated into this product. And this is the first platform to have all of that under one umbrella. So what does that mean? What it means is businesses are going to have, and employees, staff, companies, everyone out there is going to want and need O-Staff for a variety of reasons. It's simple. It's a single sign-on. You do not have staff or managers hopping from one application to the next to do payroll, to hire someone, to do staff education, to do their accounting, to do their performance appraisals. When I worked in the field, we had 4 or 5 different applications. We had to train employees how to get in and out, how to do different functions. We had to train managers. There was a cap on how many employees you could have, how many managers. See, ASH does not operate with a cap on things. So companies are gonna look at this and say, oh my goodness, this is the answer to my prayers. They're going to not only save money, that's a given. They're going to have more value in the products. They're going to save a lot of money, a lot of money. They're going to have more value in the products and services. Their employees, managers, and staff are going to be a lot happier because everything is easily accessible and easy to communicate through. And they're going to realize that they are going to save time, not just money, because they won't be doing repetitive steps. So if you listen to Ash, he talks about how artificial intelligence, machine learning are embedded in the products, meaning let the system do the work for you on repetitive steps. It's going to do a lot of the thinking and tasks for you. I just see it huge. And as far as CCTV goes, if you have a business with back rooms, with inventory, with staff on the sales floor, whatever it is, to have CCTV in there to be able to help manage your business when you can't be there, to log in, one sign on, and be able to see or review video if there's an issue or a problem. That is just mind-blowing. And it's unbelievable what he has put together. And he even said when he travels, he will be able to, because we have offices everywhere, he'll be able to see what's going on, you know, and be able to keep a handle on things. How beautiful is that? Tremendous. Can't even do it justice. Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing. I'm working in a company where we have that HRMS software, and we have to update our leave on that system. If we have to apply for a leave, we have to update it prior, 1 or 2 days prior, to have to be on a leave for a day or 2.
Yeah.
And that's how it works. And still, there are many functions that are missing in that software, but you have explained amazingly, and I'm thrilled to listen that how it's going to be different from other softwares, and it is going to make an impact all over the world.
Yeah, just think about this. If we also have OHire embedded in that, which is a platform for new employees to come on, get their paperwork. I mean, how beautiful is that going to look to a prospective employee who's applying for a job with a company who has O-staff and has OHire, that they're going to be able to very easily apply for jobs. They're going to say, wow, this company has their act together. You mean I can get everything done here? And then the manager who's reviewing the application, it's going to be easy and simple for them to look at applications. Artificial intelligence is going to be able to look for the right background that they have, the right experience they have, match them up to the position. It is going to be wonderful. And those employees are going to be so happy that it's a simple process. And then when they join that company, to see all of the things they need to be successful are a single sign-on in one place. I mean, it's just going to add so much hidden value to the workplace.
Yeah, that's amazing and that's incredible. what is the role of artificial intelligence in the products of ONPASSIVE? How do you see AI making an impact on the overall structure of the digital products of ONPASSIVE? How do you see it?
Yeah, I'm not an expert in AI or machine learning. I do understand the concept of it. I also know you need human beings to be able to program the artificial intelligence. But I think the way it's going to work, not just with OSTAF or with our other products, is it's going to take the heavy lifting off of human beings for time-consuming documentation or tasks, or trying to filter things, or having to logically think of too many things. Then the human being gets distracted and they're doing something else. Then they got to go back and start all over. Whereas if artificial intelligence is doing a lot of the thinking for us, and the machine learning, the program is learning more and more about what your needs are, it's going to provide you answers instead of you having to hunt and search for answers. And it will continue to improve. I believe Ash has told us that with artificial intelligence and machine learning, it just gets better and better and better, and it gets more and more intelligent, and it's just going to continue that way. So to have that infused in all of these products is great, because it is the wave of the future, and we are way ahead of a lot of companies.
Yes, absolutely. Definitely. We are way ahead of other companies, and we will be ahead of other companies in future as well. I would really like you to shed some light upon one of the most important topics of ONPASSIVE these days, data center. What is data center, and why is it important for ONPASSIVE to have its own data centers? What change they can bring in?
Okay, so first of all, our CEO, Ash Mufareh, wants to have ONPASSIVE totally reliable on its own, to not have to be at the mercy or the cost of another company providing us what we need to be successful. He's very, very focused on being self-sufficient. So with the data centers, currently ONPASSIVE is using another company to host our data, okay? And it costs a lot of money. So Ash, in his brilliance, is like, okay, we need to create our own data centers so that we have control over it. We can have it in the regions across the globe that we would like, and we can manage it ourselves and not have to rely on another company to manage our data. So I don't know every single detail about a data center, but I guess you could think of it this way. So I'll give an example. I could be wrong, but I'm going to give an example. Have you ever logged into something and it says to you that we want to verify who you are, okay? And we're going to send you an email.
Yes.
We're going to send you an email,
Yes.
okay?
Yes.
And sometimes a pop-up comes up and says, if you have not received the email in 5 minutes, please ask us to resend it. So sometimes you sit and you're like, I never got that email. It may have taken 5 minutes, 10 minutes. You forget about it. Then the next day, you ask for it again. It might pop up, but it's not quick. From
Yes,
my understanding,
happens.
that could be a company or a business or an organization that you are dealing with that may be part of a smaller data center in a region far away from you. And when it's going to access the data to send you that email, it has to like, go grab it and get it to you. It's not quick. That's the best way I can explain it. So if you have data centers regionally across the globe, and we're in over 200 countries, ASH is about speed, accuracy, getting things to people. By having that availability, it's not going to get clogged in a traffic jam. It's going to be like an open freeway with all the lanes open. And it's going to keep it protected, safe, secure, where people can't hack it. So for ASH to do this, and he said very soon our first data center will be live, and it will be able to let, I forget what he said, like billion people or more, all be running different applications and not have a hiccup or a slowdown with the system. So he is building the data centers to handle the masses of people and customers who are going to be joining us. And, like we say, he is starting way at the top to ensure the success of ONPASSIVE. And then he said in the next year or so, we will have even more data centers. And he alerted us on Wednesday that he is adding some special formula to the data centers that I don't know what that is, but I'm not surprised. So all a founder really needs to know is our data is going to be fast, secure, and we're going to be able to control it. And in the future, we can offer other companies to hold their data, and that brings in another stream of revenue to the company.
Yes, he basically wants our confidential data to be secure with our people, not with someone else or any other company. And
Exactly.
he basically wants a system that is glitch-free. He wants to cater the founders, the customers as much as he can. And it's amazing. It's incredible. I'm just excited and thrilled to hear all of this from you. I have been hearing a lot of questions regarding having one's own domain name. Why do you think it's important and how it's going to help us in business?
Well, I think that it's important to be comfortable. I can't tell everybody what they want to choose for a domain name, and it depends on what's available. So remember, this isn't just an ONPASSIVE domain name. This is, if you look, the domain name, for those of you who may not understand, is www.onpassive.com. That's a domain name. www.susiemccrea.com. That's a domain name. It could be susiemccrea.biz, .net. There's all different endings. There is a worldwide system where I can't go in and get a domain name if somebody's already using it. It's a unique to every individual who owns it. So when it's time for me to choose my domain name, if I go in and it says susiemccrea.com is not available, if that's what I type in, it may pop up and say susiemccrea.biz is available. I'll say, that sounds good. That's my name. I'm going to take it. For some founders who don't have an idea of what they want, it will give suggestions based on, I believe, possibly who you are, your name, and your email address. But once again, it has to be available in that worldwide database for you to choose it. So the key on what would it be good for your business or not is you want to have something that isn't maybe silly. I'm just giving that advice, like I love mydog.com or something like that. Part of me is thinking I may do, I have a few accounts. Okay. So I may do susiemccrea1.com, Susie McCrea 2. I may put a number if it's available. But more importantly than just the name, there are two important things from my belief, is that Ash has spoken. This is internet real estate that we are going to own. We're not on passive.com/Susie McCrea. Okay, where if
Okay.
I'm associated with ONPASSIVE. I'm going to have my own identity. I'm going to be branded on my own. And for him to do that, he had talked about this even a few years ago, how important it is for all of us to have that freedom of having our own real estate that nobody can take away from us. That's ours. And ONPASSIVE is going to host it. So I think that is very, very important. And let him do his work. Let the company do the work and brand us. And I don't think people need to overthink it. I think they need to look at using their name if they can, and maybe a number or something associated with their name. Or if they have a catchy phrase they want to use, they can use that too. But those are the important things. He wants us to look like individuals and to have that. And I mean, how great is that? We're going to have a new website out there every day, going out and getting customers. And
Yes, that's incredible.
Customers may not care that it's Susie McCrea. They just look and they say, oh my goodness, this product looks wonderful. I'm not going to have to contact that customer, but they hit my website and they join under me. I earn a commission. I mean, how beautiful is that?
That's so awesome. Isn't it, Wasim bhai? I'm so thrilled and excited to hear all about this. And I can't tell you I can't explain what I'm feeling right now. And I feel honored to be a part of such platform where the owner is thinking about all of us, each and every one of us. Because I have seen businesses, I have seen people thinking about their progress, their growth, but not for the people who are associated with the company. That's a very, very plus point of ONPASSIVE. And that's the only point that I was being attracted to.
Exactly. Our CEO, Ash Mufareh, has created a revolutionary business model that has never been done. And a lot of people don't understand that because it's not normal.
Yes.
Which is okay. And it's revolutionary. It's going to change the entire globe. And, if people and he told us we only know less than 10% about ONPASSIVE. So I think the foundership is going to end very soon. And when it does, I think Ash is going to be able to share more information. I also want to make a note too, although I'm on a lot of the webinars and Ash and I have a wonderful relationship, I don't know anything more than the other founders. I think it's important to know that every once in a while, he might ask for our opinion. He may share like something that's coming up in the next day or so, a little ahead of time, but we are not privy to information just because we're in the leadership council or we talk to him. I got to tell you, a lot of times that I interact with him, it's usually about family, life, things like that. When I was in Boston with him, we really didn't talk about business. It was just more about connecting as human beings.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I'm glad to hear all about this. And you have just told us that Mr. Ash likes to make people feel comfortable around him, and that's what I think it's necessary to live in a world full of cruelty and full of bad things happening around. And when you have such people in your life, and especially when you are working with the kind of people that make you feel at home, is really a blessing, and you should cherish them, and you should cherish your work and your journey all the time. Ms. Susie, as there are offices located in different countries, I really, really wish to have a corporate office of ONPASSIVE in Pakistan. Mr. Ash once told us about this in webinar. We will establish corporate office in Pakistan, not for founders, but for marketing campaigns and products. Have you ever discussed this with Mr. Ash for corporate office in Pakistan? Does he have any recent plan to establish a corporate or any kind of office in Pakistan of ONPASSIVE?
I have not had that discussion with him, although if he made that declaration on a webinar, then I trust and believe him. I also know he has plans to provide offices around the globe for certain leaders. And I really think that if that's the case, I truly believe once the foundership closes, which is very soon, he may be able to share more of that with us. But as of now, I don't know. I do know, obviously, we have, I think, Dubai, as we know, Singapore, Hyderabad, office in Orlando. But I'm sure he's got things up his sleeve that he hasn't shared with us yet. So hang tight. If he said something's going to happen in Pakistan, I'm sure he will.
Okay. I have got to know that another event is coming up in June, and you have been told to pack things up to ensure your presence at the event. I hope I'll be there to have a trendy selfie with you. And would you like to share how big the event is going to be? Can we call it mega event?
Well, I guess so. And you know what? Things have changed because originally Ash had said, we're supposed to have an event this weekend and there was some family issues. And he said, we may hear about another marketing campaign in the next few days. Then he wanted to have a few more events in the USA. And he had said, well, Susie, you got to be there with me. So I said, okay, you just tell me where. And I think the plan was he was going to gather some founders with him like we did in Boston and watch the Dubai event. I think he was going to gather some founders with him, not sure where in the United States, and watch the event with him. But what we heard from him was that he was told he needs to be there. And he also said the month of June is full for him. So it could be June, it could be early July. I'm not sure. I believe it's going to be a huge event. I have no details. I don't know when, where, or, I know I have my passport. I have my bags ready to go. And I have no idea where we're going or who's going. I'm sure he's going to invite other founders. So maybe we'll know soon, but Ash, sometimes you don't know until the last minute and I just go with the flow. So I'm prepared. I told them, just let me know, I'll be there. It's a chance of a lifetime.
Yes, absolutely. And we hope to meet you one day on one of the events of ONPASSIVE. Wasim bhai and I really wish to meet you in person. And am I audible? Can you hear me?
Now we can. Go ahead.
Okay. One last question that I want to ask is, I would actually like to request that we would really like to draw the attention of Mr. Ash towards the payment process in Pakistan, as Amazon, PayPal, P2P, Binance transaction, and cryptocurrency are banned in our country. This topic is of concern for each and every founder here. Pakistani founders, since a withdrawal process will be exhausting and challenging for all of us if the payment procedure will be one of the methods that I have just mentioned to you. We would highly appreciate if the issue gets resolved before launching the company to avoid all the inconvenience founders will be facing for withdrawing the money. As I have just told you that all these methods are banned in Pakistan. We can't use PayPal, cryptocurrency is banned, Amazon, P2P, all other methods that are usually being used in other countries. We don't have free access to them. They are not allowed legally. So I would really like to request that please discuss this matter with Mr. Ash, that before launching the company, try to get this issue resolved as soon as possible, because we don't want our people to face, because I know there is a lot of freelancing community in Pakistan, and I have seen people facing a lot of issues regarding withdrawing the money, and there are extra charges to whichever method they use, they have to pay extra charges. And there are all these methods are not allowed legally, so they have to take another route for withdrawing the money, and that's what we don't want to happen.
Of
We
course
want
not.
everything legally and clean.
Of
And
course.
so I would, this is my request to you. Kindly discuss this thing with Mr. Ash, and give him my message that I want this for my people, for this country, that this issue gets resolved as soon as you people can before
Yeah,
launching the company.
I totally understand you. And my belief is that he is aware of this, because it's not just your country. There are other countries that kind of have that roadblock. I also know that he has told us no founder will be left behind. And once again, the payment processor we're using now is not going to be the same. Okay, when we do launch. I'm sure he is well aware of this and working on it diligently. If I have the opportunity in discussion with him or the other leaders, I do know that he is aware of it. But think about what I said about the data centers. What did I say? I said, Ash does not want to rely on anybody else for our business. So think about what OWallet might be able to do for us, and it might alleviate all of those issues that people are experiencing, because he's a smart man, he's a genius, and he does not want anyone left behind. And he is going to make sure he has everything set up for all of us to be successful. So I trust him. I trust the process. If I have the opportunity to discuss it, I will, and I'll let you know how that goes. Okay?
Thank you so much. And I would like to share one thing with you, that Mr. Wasim and I had a detailed discussion of making professionals aware about the founder's position and bring them to increase the quality rather than the quantity. Honestly, I'm not inclusive towards making a team since the day I joined. That's not what I thought before joining. The only thing that I want to do is to make people aware of the life-changing opportunity to be of any help in any way, to raise awareness about the digital era we are living in and how it's going to rule our future. And this is the thought that we have discussed about. We want professionals to come in and join because we want people from different professions, so we can have their expertise, and we can have different discussions, and we want to increase the quality, not just the quantity. So
Exactly. If somebody has a good heart and they catch the vision and they're willing to learn and be positive, they make a terrific founder. Because I know some people who are very business savvy or understand business, but their attitude stinks. We don't want them. I do not have a large team. I do not have this huge team. I invited the people I know and love and care about in. And then I have enjoyed helping other founders. My goal is not for me to have this huge team. You know, you're absolutely right to have quality over quantity. Well said.
Thank you so much, Susan. And it has great pleasure while talking to you. And I cannot express how glad I am to see you here. Thank you so much for coming and taking out time for us. And you had been amazing in cooperating. And I hope I gave reminders on time.
Yes.
I wasn't late.
No, you were wonderful. And I just want to say thank you for inviting me. And you both are doing an excellent job. Kudos to you. You are positive people. You're sticking with clear communication. You're doing the work to help other founders. You can almost feel the love coming through this Zoom. You're right. You're engaged. You guys do a wonderful job. It's people like you all across the different countries, not just leadership council or people who, I have the opportunity to be on the round table. We're all in this together, and you don't know how wonderful it is to hear you speak, for you to have this platform. I think it's great, and you should, kudos to both of you for giving me this opportunity, but also for you to be able to be so on target, well-spoken, and communicating. I think it's excellent. So way to go.
Thank you so much, Susie ma'am. You gave us your precious time. I know your schedule is very busy.
Yep.
We often saw you left ASH webinar due to your busy schedule sometime.
Yes.
And you gave us your precious time. Thank you so much. Thanks for coming.
Okay, thank you, you guys. This was wonderful.
Thank you so much, Ms. Susie. I would love to have you again here in future as well. And
Just let me know. Give me advance notice, and I'll be here.
Yeah, thank you.
and
Inshallah.
I'll be saying any query if I would be facing in future. And I'm not so good at disturbing people, and I want you to assure this thing. And thank
Yeah,
you so
you
much for
just
coming here.
Reach out. Yeah, just, you know how to get a hold of me. Just reach out with anything, okay?
Thank you so much, Miss Susie.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Have a nice day.
Yes.